What's up, you guys? All right, well, here we are, day 15, and I'm up $15,000. I wish I could say that. Today is my 15th consecutive green day. I'm only up 14,000. Really would have been nice to be up 15 on day 15, but I guess it just wasn't in the cards for today. It's all right. I'll be back at it tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have my 16th consecutive green day. So today, I traded 3 stocks right off the watch list: SAEX, ATIF, and PECK. 3 stocks off the watch list. You guys knew, if you were tuning in and watching my watch list pre-market, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because every morning I do the watch list. So those are the 3 stocks I was trading, and I was green on all 3, and PECK ended up being the biggest winner, a gap and go with an entry at 650 for the break of the pre-market high. It squeezed up to a high of $9.30, almost $3 a share. In fact, it was almost impossible not to make money if you took the gap and go trade on it. The only problem was whether or not you knew the right entry pre-market, because by the time the bell was ringing, it was squeezing up and it was halted right away. So there's some really nice opportunities on it. It was higher risk, especially as it started to squeeze a little bit higher as it got more extended, but was able to walk away green. I've got a screen capture. During the recap, I'll talk a little bit about some of the trades, the live trades, a couple bottom bounce trades, a couple nice pullback setups. And I asked students in the room, how'd you guys do? And a lot of people locking up profit on PECK, which is exactly what I want to see. So you on the fence, you who have been sitting there watching these recaps, you haven't jumped in yet, you haven't gone through classes, check out some of those links in the description. Start your journey today. Let's get into it. All right, so as always, questions, comments, leave them below, and we'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning, Thursday, and I'm hoping to finish up Thursday, Friday with 2 more green days. I'm in great shape on the week, so if I can just kind of coast into the weekend, I'll be feeling good. All right, so let's do it. Be back at it first thing tomorrow morning, 9:15, live streaming here on YouTube, the pre-market watch list. All right, see you guys in the morning. All right, everyone, so we're going to do our midday market recap here, and directly following the recap over in the Warrior Pro room, I'll do a Q&A with Warrior Pro students so we can really dive into the kind of nitty-gritty of the trades from today. Today was, it was quite a roller coaster. I mean, we had a lot of trades. Let me put this right here. So the one that was the big winner for me was PECK, but our watch list this morning, we had 3 on watch, and those were the 3 stocks I traded: PECK, SAEX, and ATIF. Those were our top 3 gappers in the entire market. Each one right now has a lot of volume. I believe I'm green on all 3. I'm not sure how much I'm green, although wait a second, I think I see a little touch of green sneaking through there. That's the first time I've noticed that. If you notice right here, there's a little green peeking through on PECK. That must be a big number back there because it's stretching into this column. I'm excited to see where I'm at. I haven't taken a peek yet. I've been, just waiting to do the recap so I could do the reveal. So, how did I finish today? Well, let's look at the PECK chart for a second. This was a gap and go trade. The pre-market high was 650, and I bought as soon as the bell rang right here, and it squeezed up to 675, was halted. It went into a second halt where I added at 750, and it hit a high of $9.30, which was crazy. $3 a share from the gap and go. And it came back down, and I bought it down here. My best entry was actually, $6.95 right here on a bottom bounce. That was, where's my drawing tool? That was right here, and it popped back up to $7.50. So I didn't want to let this one off the hook. I was pretty aggressive on it. Where's the P&L? Awesome. 14,000. $482 on the day. Man, that is awesome. The only thing that sucks is that I forgot to switch to my IRA account. But it's better to have taken the trades than to have not gotten filled. So both accounts are enabled. I can trade in either one. But, this is on this side. So it only disappointing because of the income tax on it. The IRA is tax-free, but I can't take the money out. So, here's $14,000 I can take out of the account. So that's why that was kind of peeking over there into the next column, because that was up more than 10,000 on the stock. All right. Well, let's kind of rewind and go back to looking at the watch list this morning and how I was able to find this one. So, as I sat down this morning, I was pretty well. Today's my 15th consecutive green day. I was feeling pretty good, but the last 2 days, Monday, Tuesday, and even last Thursday and Friday, were a little tricky. I was a little aggressive in some of the wrong spots. I got myself into some higher risk trades that. I finished the day green on, but it wasn't the best. And so today I was like, as I came in here and was, filling up my tea and kind of getting organized, I said, you know what, man? I talked to myself. I give myself pep talks in the morning. I was like, you know what? You got to take it a little easy today. Yesterday, not great. Monday, close call on CYCC. So let's just try to get green, be consistent. And that was before I even really looked at the scans at all. So I came and sat down and saw SAEX at the top of the gap scanner. And let's see, how much did I make on that? 275 and 256 on ATIF. So both kind of negligible winners. Not nothing, but not crazy either. So, So anyways, I looked at SAEX, and that was around here when I first started looking at the scans, right around, I guess it was closer to 9. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. It's got a pre-market high of 345. So initially, I'm going to put my order up here at 345, right? That's the pre-market high. So that's the spot that I'm going to be kind of looking at and thinking about. But as we got a little bit closer to the open, I started to feel like this wasn't the one that I was going to focus on. The volume was pretty high. The float is fine. But as I look back on the stock, it's got a history of some bigger red days. So on the daily chart, you can see some of these bigger red days. And I'm familiar with that. It's oil and gas. And I'm like, I don't know, is this thing really going to work? I was skeptical. So I ended up not trading it right at the open, but all of a sudden I look over and right here it's doing a big red to green move right here. And I got in, I took 2 trades. I took one trade at 40 and I believe I stopped out at like 32. I think I took a loss on it. And then I got back in at 40 and sold at 47. I actually might have held. I don't remember if I sold. But in any case, I jumped in a little aggressively immediately for the break of 45. But it faded off that level and then popped back up. So kind of that was the one spot I took my trade. It wasn't picture perfect. But anyways, that was where I took that trade. So, and by the way, let me just see if I could find this here. So, let's see. Oh, and actually I guess I had one more trade, which I forgot about, which was the bottom bounce. I'm surprised I'm not up more on it than I am, but I had a bottom bounce down here where I went long as it broke through $3 and added down here in the 90s, and then it popped back up over 3. But I guess that was a pretty small winner as well. So earlier when we were going over our trades on PEC, I asked students in the room to post how much they had made. And so let's see, let me just back this up a smidge. So yeah, you can see that was the entry at 296 and out at 301, 295. Yeah, so I guess that ended up being kind of a break-even trade. All right, so these are students posting how much they made on PEC and I guess ATIF as well at that time, and maybe SAEX. So nice to see with about 3,000 in the room as of, whatever time this was, 9:44. And many people already locking up some profit on PEC. So really good job, you guys. I'm really proud of you. I love seeing you guys locking up profit. It tells me that you're figuring it out. You're understanding the strategy. So there's a P&L there from Vlad. Nice. So good job. And I don't expect necessarily that you guys are going to be making money on day one. It's a learning curve, like with anything else, but at the same time, you guys are going through that process. So SAEX was the leading gapper, only made $200 on it. ATIF was the second leading gapper, but the problem on this one was that it really made the bulk of the move pre-market. It squeezed way up pre-market here from 280 to 320, 330, 340, all the way up to over $4. By the time the bell was ringing, it had pulled back down. I got in for a red to green move right here. It didn't end up really working. I only made $270 on it. So, that was worth a try, but it didn't hold. And then PEC was the third leading gapper. I traded this one yesterday, as you might remember. And it was kind of a weird stock. It didn't hold up super, super well. It sold off during the day. And then this morning, they're out with news. So I don't know if someone knew what was coming yesterday, and you never know. But it was strange yesterday that it was moving without news, and then now today we've got this headline. So pre-market, it had a high of 644, and then it pulled back, dipped down, and right before the bell, it was already curling back up. So I was right around here, I was like, oh, I don't know, we'll see. But as it started curling up pre-market, I was thinking, okay, maybe this thing is going to work. So this is our 1 minute chart. Now, these lines, you see a lot of lines on my chart. So what are these based on? These are actually based on the daily chart. And I was looking at a couple areas. 753 was a resistance point, but also a possible breakout because there was no resistance until 888 if it broke that level. There were a couple of levels a little bit lower as well. So the bell rings, and as soon as it rings, I'm punching my order. Now, I don't always do that. Sometimes I wait, but in this case, I wanted to get in. And it is a funny thing. I always wait for the bell to ring. It's that's the starting line for me. I know some people jumpstart and, obviously trade pre-market. I don't like to do that. I'm trying to think of some of the examples. What was the last stock we had that it was trading pre-market, and then the second the bell rang, it opened at like 450. Like literally, it opened down like dollars per share. Now it came back up, but ABCT, was that the one? I feel like that one wasn't. Oh no, maybe you're right. No, this one was extended at the open. It wasn't that. SBOW. No, I see you're talking just because it's moving up right now. Anyways, it doesn't matter, but every now and then you'll see that happen. And what's basically happening is that as soon as the bell rings, a market order is getting executed, and the stock opens substantially lower than the pre-market action. Remember, sell orders do not execute pre-market. So it's not until the bell rings that we see that order go through. Let me just check on the 5 minute chart here. Nice on SBOW. I see that. Let's go back and see if NBY was one of the ones that did it. Got to go back here to March. No, that's not it either. Anyways, doesn't matter. So anyways, no trades on PEC pre-market, but the bell rings and I'm long. It squeezes up to $6.75. Gets halted. Coming out of the halt, I added for the break over 750. It squeezes up to 774 and then up to 798. It halts a second time. It resumes. It comes up to a high of $9. There's not a lot to say. This was a very straightforward gap and go trade. This is a gap and go trade that just worked exceptionally well. Really just crazy well. But let's see. Let me look here at one of my last trades. because I did start to get a little aggressive towards the end of the morning. So like this here. So at this point, the stock was halted going down. All right, so let's look at this trade for 1 second. All right, so let's see. And I had one at 7:17. Yep, okay, so let's go back to that one. All right, so right now the stock is halted going down. Okay, now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, obviously it's halted going down, which means it's going to probably open lower. And I have two schools of thought. On the one hand, if it opens at exactly the same price where it was halted, then I'm probably going to buy it at 761, which was the halt price, for the first 1 minute candle to make a new high over 795 and a squeeze back up to 850. If it opens significantly lower, I'll buy it because short sellers are going to cover and it'll bounce up. So there it opens low. So boom, I'm putting out the order. I'm going to buy this dip. What's my stop? $7. Is it aggressive? Yes. Did I already have a profit cushion? For sure. So I took the trade there and got fills between 17 and 25 using a hotkey, showing the risk with a hotkey. It pops up here. I was looking for the break over the $0.50. I tried to take out a little. Actually, I guess I got filled. Now it flushes down. It's going to drop below 7, and I'm going to put my new order to add right down here. Watch this. The break of 7. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to press the hotkey right here. I'm back in now 4,000 shares at 696. That's a bottom bounce. Quick false break of the whole dollar. And now as it pops back up here, look at that. All of a sudden, I'm up, 30, 40 cents, $1,200 on 4,000 shares. So on this, as usual, I take a little profit as it's squeezing up, and then I'm going to add around, I think it's 35 or 40 for the squeeze through the $0.50. So watch here. I see green. So right now I'm still taking profit. I am going to add to it though. Right now it's doing a 1 minute pullback and it needs to break over 750. I have my new order at 760. Watching to see green. I see green on the tape. Boom, boom, I'm back in. 35.39. Taking profit on the break through the $0.50. So these trades, this is where I was starting to get a little aggressive on it because I just kept finding that I was able to buy those dips and then sell as it was popping back up. So a couple nice trades there on the bottom bounce, in addition to all the nice ones at the earlier part of the move. Those, no doubt, are a little more aggressive. When you try to do these bottom bounce trades, it's the higher risk of the strategies that I trade. But today, because I had a nice cushion, I was willing to take the risk. I see PEC coming back up now. It's still up 90%, but it's below the VWAP. So it's coming back up to the VWAP, a little bit of resistance. So in any case, I'm going to walk away today with $14,000 in my pocket. That's a great day. And, I'll be back at it, of course, first thing tomorrow morning. And one of the things that I will definitely be able to do tomorrow, I'll import my trades and we'll be able to do a nice analysis of my profit month to date. But I was at like 45,000 before today. So that's going to put me up close to 60 grand on the month. And here's the crazy thing. I've been trading with smaller share size. So that's awesome. To make more money with smaller share size, I've been able to be a little bit more nimble. I can move in and out of trades a little bit faster. I'm not quite as emotional when I trade with smaller size. I don't mind pulling the trigger and because I know I'm not risking as much. And so it's been an interesting month and a good month for sure. So I'm at 15 consecutive green days here. Tomorrow, Thursday, and then Friday, I'll try to finish up the week with 2 more green days. And at this point, I'm going to go for a no red April. I've only got 7 more days left. That would bring me up to 22 consecutive green days. But I honestly think that as long as I stay focused on A quality setups, and if I'm not totally confident, I go with smaller size, I can do it. The biggest risk, of course, is having one trade that I get just like a blowout loss on the first trade, and so I have to be careful. Really, most importantly, on that first trade. But I suppose at the same time, a aggressive or impulsive trade mid-morning, that's way too big on size in the wrong spot could also give back a whole morning of profit and put me in the red. So either way, I have to be really disciplined in order to maintain this green streak, and so I'm gonna try to keep it going. And if I can have 22 green days in a row, it's gonna be awesome. My record is 56 green days in a row, so it's not even halfway to my record. But I will have made more in these 20. Well, I've already actually made more in these 15 days than I made in the 56 days. Because once I got really well into that hot streak, I started being very conservative because I wanted to maintain the hot streak. And that started to really become a problem with making money because I wasn't being aggressive enough. So you don't want to get too fixated. But in any case, it was kind of a goal for April to press the reset button, trade with smaller share size, and the double reward of both having some really nice profits and nice profit loss ratio, and so far not having a red day has been nice. So I just got to stay focused. Less is more, and I'm going to keep that mentality, as really try to hold on to it as long as I can and keep reminding myself of that each morning. All right, so that's it for me. I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning, and we're gonna switch over to the Warrior Pro room where I will do some Q&A. All right, so Warrior Pro students, jump over to that Warrior Pro room and we'll start our Q&A session now. You wanna learn more about trading? Check out some of the links in my description, and if you have questions, ask them in the comments. I personally respond to every question posted on my channel. And don't forget to subscribe.